Good morning to you. Good afternoon if you're in the East, and I don't know if what I'm saying to you if you're in the other side of the world, but happy fun time today here on the All Effin' Wrestling Show. What's on the show today, JFB?
We got news, and then we're going to talk about the worst of the worst wrestlers ever in the history of wrestling.
I don't really like to focus on the negative sometimes, but sometimes you gotta.
Yeah.
It comes with the territory.
Yeah. Got some good ones. JFB has got a comprehensive list of the worst of the worst.
All right, let's go. Hit it, baby.
Hit it.
Coming to you live from the effing worldwide media studios located in parts unknown.
It's the All Effin' Wrestling Show.
With your hosts, Canada Dry, and the JFB.
Tell me how it's priced. Tell me if the item is for sale. And tell me.
Welcome to this week's edition of the All Effin' Wrestling Show. I am, of course, the king of prediction wrestling. I wear a crown on my head. I sit in a throne. I am the JFB. Kings from Boston.
And I'm the only guy to finish Ghosts and Goblins on 1 quarter.
What?
I'm, of course, the patron saint of professional wrestling. I'm the gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada Dry. Damn it.
Yeah, I got a question for everybody before I introduce the rest of the crew. In the arcade games, when you get the high score and you put in your initials, what do you guys put in? I am, of course, ASS. I always put S as the top scorer in most of my video games. Just saying.
I'm sex.
Sly. Always fly. Always sly.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. EVP?
I'm boring. I actually put my initials just to stake my claim. They know who I am.
That sounds so much like what Joseph Graham was.
Such a humble guy.
Let's introduce the rest of the crew. Below me to that corner right there. He is an experience. He's better than drugs. He's better than rock and roll. He is Shane. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Not much. Thank you for having me on the panel today. This is going to be an absolutely fun episode. And just remember, ladies, there's no time like the showtime.
Oh, yeah. No time like the showtime. I like it.
Oh, his date book just got filled up. A lot of
or getting a lot of blocks. One of the two.
The man right below me, he puts the evil in evil VP. Talk about Joseph Graham. Joseph Graham, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Ready to talk. Usually we're here like trying to spread the good word, but today we're just going to bring your spirits down a little bit.
Yeah, we are.
Or possibly bring back some PTSD. Who knows?
This is right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Get to spread the evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I have corrupted you three. Welcome to my humble abode.
Joseph H. Gary. Jeez.
Just begin for an idiot Young Bucks fan. I think he's talking about you.
You know what? Maybe Maybe,
Oh, yeah, I'll go to the other side and show what that was.
maybe if you like the Young Bucks and you like the Elite, maybe he'd be on the show more.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I mean, I am. I flat out am.
As well as you effing should. My God. All right. Anyways, before we get started with the main event, we start trashing the people who decided to become professional wrestlers as a living and they should have stuck with toll booth operator. We're going to
I
go
want
with,
to address Shayna Y experience right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's talking about he's getting a lot of blocks from the ladies.
yeah.
You know what's the worst? It's when you're on this dry spell. it's when you get a catfish spam beautiful woman messaging you.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the only messages you're getting are for people who want your credit card.
Or I'll send it in the chat later. The time I actually had a dude proposition for me for his wife, I'm like, no, thank you.
I'd rather have exploding diarrhea than enjoy the Bucks. Oh,
Which actually I just had a little while ago.
Oh, that's what you get for watching the Bucks. You see it happen to Shane this morning.
See, I just don't believe it because right now, like the Bucks are the most evil of evil, and that should fit right in with Alex.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, they're doing the best heel work in wrestling today right now.
Oh, you're gonna make him saltier.
Thank you, Remy.
We might have maximum salt today. If you keep it up.
The only thing more saltier than his ass is the Dead Sea. That's all I'm saying. Only thing saltier.
How do we get all? This is what I want to know. How do we get all that salt in the Dead Sea? Did we have like some tanker that just like crashed and like, oh
Alex,
no, look at all
Alex
this salt.
visited it. No.
Alex went for a swim. We love you, Alex. Of course, we jest.
Look, if I didn't like you, I wouldn't joke about you. Like,
There you
that's
go.
how it is.
Like you wouldn't even be heard of it at all. So
Yeah.
consider it all up.
Before we get started with the main event, we got to do some house cleaning, and that means we got to talk about the news. From the four corners of the globe, from our studios to your home, this is FNN, the FN News Network, starring Canada Dry and the JFB. Oh, we're in for a treat. My first article of news probably can be included in the third episode of the shit that Hulk Hogan has said that's not true. According to Hulk Hogan, Paramount Pictures, one of the big five studios, said that he could be the very next John Wayne.
Well, I reckon that we're gonna start a pilgrimage, brother.
He's as much the next John Wayne as I'm the next Mr. Miyagi. So,
Oh my God. The fact is that the only thing Hulk Hogan and John Wayne have in common is they're both racist. That's the only thing they have in common. They are unadulterated racial. They're just racist across the board. Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Didn't John Wayne play a Chinese man in a movie one time?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Genghis Kong or something like that.
It's horrible. The fact that this guy berated a Native American woman for winning an Academy Award and refused to go on stage because of it just sings volumes upon which John Wayne is just a racist piece of crap. Anyways, Hulk Hogan could have been the next John Wayne. My God.
Oh, look who we got. We got the Pancake Man.
Pancake Man!
What's up, Tim?
How you doing?
Good, how are you? Hey, buddy.
You finally got a day off. I know you worked your ass off. You got 3 jobs.
Yeah.
You're making pancakes for the world. You tried to you hit up Natalia Markova asking if she wants pancakes. She's
And what
like,
happened? She did. She wants
Yeah, she
kettle. She wants kettle pancakes. So everybody, if celebrities, maybe they want kettle pancakes. So that's in the trend for celebrities now.
There we go.
What do you think of this Hulk Hogan thing, Tim Tobin?
What? That you're gonna retire or what?
Oh no, he said that he could have been the next John Wayne.
I don't think he's gonna be next John Wayne. No. Hulk Hogan should retire. Leave. I'm not a big fan of Hulk Hogan. So
Mr. Nanny, it explains so much to the world as to how good of an actor Hulk Hogan really is. Mr. Nanny, make sure you don't.
Well, what else we got in the news? We'll ask Tim Tobin so we can bring in the next one.
So Hangman Page, for those who didn't watch AEW Dynamite, the end of the triple threat between all the parties involved in the main event, it seemed that Hangman Page came up a little lame and started really working on his ankle. As now, it's a work. It's not a shoot injury, but it could be possibly used because there is rumors going around that Hangman Page has a personal issue in a personal matter and may miss Revolution. And so they would use the ankle as a legit excuse for the reason why he will not be in the triple threat match against him, Swerve, and Samoa Joe.
Wow.
Discuss.
What do you think about this, Tim? Let's get Tim's opinion so we can bring in the next person.
what about Page? I don't know. I'd rather see Samoa Joe versus Swerve 1-on-1, but if Page gets injured, Sterling, yeah, but we'll see how the triple threat goes at Revolution next week.
Yeah.
Today.
All right, Tim. Thank you so much for calling in. You work your ass off with your 3 jobs. Keep killing it.
That's you, bro.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to ask you, what did you think of Caleb's ex saying you're cute?
I don't know. She used me so much, I just gave up on her.
Oh, you're giving up on her.
Yeah,
She
Caleb,
used you.
if Caleb wants her back, he could take her back.
She
Oh, you
used
feel
you.
used and abused. Interesting. Holy.
Ooh,
Late breaking news, folks.
got some
Wow.
intrigue.
Hey, Tim,
Kate, even Kate, maybe Kate will go fishing with her.
Oh, Cade going fishing with.
Okay.
Yeah, like, all right, we'll see you later. We want to have another person backstage. Oh, look who it is. It's PCB.
What's up? Oh, effing wrestling!
Guys, I'll be right back. My stomach's getting to me. I gotta run to the bathroom.
Oh, it's that Young Bucks diarrhea. What's going on? What do you think of this wrestling angle, Tim Tobin? I'm sorry, Caleb Bain. Superstar Caleb Bain. What do you think of this? Hangman Page might miss due to an injury.
I watched this on Dynamite. I paid for him to come back, but I agree with him. Like 1-on-1 match should be great because she's the best man of wrestling right now. Because Ella Page is with the Nutbucks before, and Taylor Mameda is out, but I don't know who's coming back to help the Nutbucks.
We weren't talking about the Young Bucks. We just talking about the Young Bucks.
Blair's going to help the Young Bucks. We all know it. I mean, it's pretty much written in stone.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, look at
No!
this! It's Caleb's ex-girlfriend!
I'm gonna kill myself today. Hold on.
Oh! It's was the Fiend!
How are you guys doing?
Caleb, I am shocked this is your ex-girlfriend. I thought you'd be better looking.
Caleb looks shocked.
You
I
gave
know
me
this
the Fiend.
person. I know who's behind the mask.
You wanna know who's behind the mask?
Reveal
Oh,
yourself. It's Alice.
It's me all along there, Caleb.
It's Shane!
Hey!
Look at what kind of oh, well, look at the lasers going on.
Guys, I'll be right back with the real account.
I know.
Like,
I know.
what are your thoughts on this?
My time is Dallas.
It's not Dallas, it's Shane.
It's Shane.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Why are you doing this to me? I did not do nothing to him.
It's funny, it's entertaining. We're just we're just having fun.
This is all about
Like
EVP.
fireworks. in the background. Yeah,
Whoa. Don't drag me into this. I had nothing to do with this.
No, I still love you.
Love you too, Caleb.
It was all evil EVP's idea.
No.
Do not bring my DM into this.
Stay out of his DM. Oh my goodness.
Shady's back. Oh my god.
Hey.
No idea.
To get this back on track, I just want to throw my 2 cents about. I really hope Paige is able to participate in this match. Well, for one, I don't want him to have to go through with any personal issues, but I really think he needs to be the one to take this pin at the pay-per-view just to drive his descent into madness a little bit more.
Yeah. All right, really quickly, we gotta get Caleb off of here.
I love you, Caleb.
Oh yeah. All right, Caleb, really quickly, what wrestler do you think is the worst? Because you're not going to be on later, so what wrestler do you think is the worst?
Oh, sorry, Alice. Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
I think we need to bring Alex in on this.
No. Do not get him to this drama.
Oh, he wants a hit and run, sort of.
Roddy Piper. Alex, if you're there, call in, brother.
No. I don't want to see him talking.
Well, we'll hide you. We'll see you later, Caleb.
See you.
Hey, Caleb.
That
We have a
actually
lot going on in our news segment.
I'm actually laughing so hard I'm almost tearing up. That was beautiful.
Piper. Tammy Liz Sitch, for those who are wondering what happened to Sunny, she has been transferred to a women's prison in Florida, where she will serve her 17 years for vehicular manslaughter for killing a 75-year-old woman in a car accident. Way to go, Tammy. Scott D'Amore, man, this news just keeps getting better and better. So Scott D'Amore, former head of creative for TNA, said he offered Anthem $10 million. Plus, he was going to take on the debt of TNA. Wow. And if I'm not mistaken, trade debts as well. So that way, Anthem would have received a full $10 million. It would have cost Scott D'Amore possibly close to $20 million to buy TNA from Anthem. So
now, you think that he had investors? Because I can't see Scott D'Amore having that kind of money.
He came out and said that he had the backing from one of a major bank in America.
That was exactly my understanding.
Or JP Morgan or something like that.
Bank of America, that's my guess.
Yeah, because like TNA has a valuation of like $9 to $12 million. So it's very easily he could get a $10 million loan from Bank of America to purchase the company.
Yeah. I mean, this just keeps getting better and better. I mean, I love Scott D'Amore, and wherever he ends up, he is going to turn around whatever promotion he gets attached to. But
TK either needs to take a stab at him, or if WWE does a full cleaning house, TKO, I mean, they got to put him in there then if they get a clean house. This is going to be great.
TK already has the backup plan in place, and it's Brian Gerwitz.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex, how's it going, buddy?
Hi, just some facts on this. I know you don't like the guy, but Cornette was talking about this, and basically, according to Cornette, was it Scott's family and Scott own quite a large construction company, so they're not short of money. So the way he portrayed it as he probably did have a banknote, but it was probably money that he has or his family has. So it sounds like in terms of investors, it would probably be I guess family. You know, the way.
Oh, that's cool. That would have been cool to have TNA a family-owned business.
Oh yeah,
that's how he started.
We all know
it started with Dixie.
Family owned it. Dixie Carter. Yeah.
But that's obviously I mean, Cornette, as much as people don't like him, he's usually got his facts. So that was what he was sort of saying. So because obviously they were talking about where the money would come from, you know, he sort of spoke about it and said that his family and him have money. I mean, when he's not wrestling, he's actually working with a construction company. So who knows what will happen? You know, it's a shame they've got a bit of momentum. I think what was it? Again, the toxic fan bases materialized again with the whole TNA thing. You know, I'm sure Scott doesn't want TNA to disappear because he's put too much time and effort into it. You know, what was it called? Yeah, he might not be there, but I'm sure people have got to get behind him and support them because we need that.
Do you think that Scott D'Amore is going to end up in WWE or AEW?
I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll make a play with Billy Corgan, you know, but it's a difficult one. He's got so many friends. What was it at both? But I mean, he's got some really close friends at the WWE and Jeremy Borash and Abyss is there, and pretty much the old TNA crew are now working for the
Bobby
WWE.
Roode.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure
There's a good chance.
Yeah, I'm sure that phone call's been made. It's a bit of a risk. I seen an interesting Reddit post on it. Somebody was saying it might be a bit of a risk. WWE taking them on. What was it? Because of the lawsuit with MLW.
Yeah.
Because obviously Scott will have inside information on contracts and things like that. And if people start jumping ship, you know, that's another sort of. What was it? I don't know how these legal things work. It was supposedly a sort of somebody that does law that knows that when you've got these sort of court cases going, that's the sort of thing people are looking for. Like, what was it to sort of justify that sort of monopoly, you know? But whoever gets them is going to be an absolute asset, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
I just want to get your thoughts on Caleb Bain trying to troll you with the Roddy Piper comment.
I mean, what can I say about Caleb? You know, what was it? What was it? A great man once said, "I will end you."
that's the
Hey,
quote.
you think Caleb thought it was you the whole time that was his ex-girlfriend, which was even more beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Even when you revealed yourself, you still thought it was Dallas.
I know.
It's like it's Dallas. I'm no, it's Shane. He's like Shane.
I mean, to be fair, you don't look at the fireplace when you're poking the fire. So
yeah. All right, Alex. We'll see you back later for the main.
No worries. Cheers. Bye.
Talk to you later.
All right, some news real quick.
I got a question real quick.
Yeah.
So, do you even think that Scott D'Amore wants to go to AEW, WWE? Because I know he owns like a promotion in Canada.
Yeah.
If he wanted to buy TNA, that tells me he wants to own it and run it and make it his own thing. And I don't think he would want to do that, especially with WWE.
I don't see him going to WWE. If anything, I see him going and possibly buying his own promotion here and getting signed with a lot of like the smaller Japanese promotions, the smaller Mexican promotions, and kind of getting an influx of talent so he doesn't have to compete with WWE or AEW.
I can't imagine trying to start up a new promotion from scratch at this moment.
Yeah. Well,
But
Tony,
you know,
hard.
if he started a Canadian-based one, like nothing super over major, like pretty like basic budget, like how ROH used to be, he could probably run a decent promotion out of Canada, like and go across country with try to get a local contract deal with one of the television stations.
What has a lot of potential is Bret Hart's son's promotion.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of it off the FUBAR websites or page.
Yeah, the Dungeon Wrestling. If you can get that going, like,
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, there's opportunities there. I mean, wrestling is hot right now. It's nuclear hot. So yeah, it wouldn't be hard for him if he's got $10 million to jump in to buy a promotion. He's got $10 million to do a promotion and start from scratch. I mean, Tony Khan did it. We don't know how much Tony Khan coughed up, but in the age of streaming, I mean, there's a lot of streaming options for Scott D'Amore's promotion to get into. So, for those who watched the Elimination Chamber, we almost did not have the Elimination Chamber. Real life pirates on the open seas, trying to prevent WWE's boat from getting to Australia with the 10-ton or 20-ton elimination chamber. So
I'm looking forward to knowing more about this story. Just like, there's no way they knew there was a chamber in that thing.
Well, no, like what it was an American ship.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and the Suez Canal now they got all this with like the Houthis and everything. It's really volatile at the moment. So they're over there.
Did they just know there was something bad going on there?
No, they just know it was a U.S. ship and they weren't going to let them through.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
I love it. John Cena is an actor now who used to be a wrestler, and he's in a movie called Ricky Stenicki. Wow. According to John Cena, he's on OnlyFans now, but as Ricky Stenicki. So this is a movie that's coming out on Prime next month. He kind of plays a sleazy porn style guy. So this should be
he's like a washed up actor, right?
What's that?
Isn't it like he's like a washed up actor?
Yeah. So
you know what this is? This is not so far from the truth.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it's not a stretch for Cena, to say the least. So New Japan last night has 2 new champions. They happen to be 2 Americans who joined the promotion. Matt Riddle beat Tanahashi for the New Japan Pro Wrestling TV title. And Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, is now the new IWGP Global Heavyweight champion. He took that away from David Finlay. So we have new champions.
So is this almost equal to the world title? Is that what they're trying to do?
I don't know. It's
weird.
No, the premise behind the global championship is it's supposed to be this wrestler goes on excursions and defends the title. Whereas the world title,
so this is like the international title.
Which is the title Eddie Kingston won, though, from IWGP?
That's the strong title.
That's the
okay.
that's their U.S. brand title that they don't care about.
So, as people can see below my name, wrestling is real, people are fake. But just because Austin Theory defended professional wrestling, a jackass reporter in Australia proceeded to ask Austin Theory about wrestling not being real and being fake, and that pissed off Austin Theory. He got in that guy's face and dressed him down. So good for Austin Theory.
This is the most passion I've seen out of this guy in
a long time.
A long time, like
maybe ever.
That was close. That was pretty close to a Dave Schultz incident without the whole slapping.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so funny because Elimination Chamber, I feel his career took the lowest move. Doing the John Cena, or doing the Rock impression, like there's nothing worse than doing an impression of another wrestler.
Exactly. Exactly. We got one last thing. Jennifer Peppercorn. Now you're asking yourself, who's Jennifer Peppercorn? Well, she's all elite. And here's the reason why. She was a senior writer. She was a senior writer for WWE. She left. A lot of it probably has to do with Vince McMahon. She signed a contract with Tony Khan. She is all elite. She is the executive vice president of content. But more importantly, much like Brian Gerwitz was the writer for The Rock, she's actually the writer for Mercedes Moné, which we expect to see in Boston in 3 weeks as she makes her AEW debut. So welcome to the team, Jennifer Peppercorn.
Yep.
She is now all elite. All right.
You're hungry hearing that name, Peppercorn.
Hopefully they'll let her have more control over just the whole women's division in general.
I'm hoping so too. Yeah, because let's be honest, the women's division in AEW is not doing so well. So
I mean, they've started to pick it up a little bit here. I assume that since she's come on board. So maybe she does have a lot more influence.
Yeah, we're getting 2 matches a night on both shows.
I mean, this week we had 5 women's matches, 2 on Dynamite, 2 on Collision, and 1 on Rampage.
Yep.
Which is a vast improvement to.
I'm not even counting like the ROH ones.
Yeah.
Right, and the ROH women's matches, yep.
All right, let's get to our main event, ladies and gentlemen, because, of course, you can't have a show without a main event. This is ours.
our main event. That's not our main. End the show early. What the hell?
Gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Woo! All right. Glad we got the right intro. So, we've talked about our Mount Rushmores. We talked about wrestlers we love. How many episodes of Bret Hart have we had? Like 20. Like we love Bret Hart so much. We've had at least 20, maybe 25 episodes.
We'd had an Owen episode. We've had a Bret episode.
We've had episodes where we talk about and talk to the wrestlers that we love. But it takes balls Mahoney, if you will, to talk about the wrestlers we just don't like. They are horrible. How they even became wrestlers is beyond our recognition, but that's where we come up with the worst wrestler.
For this is our sort of our art for whenever we do something on the worst.
Yeah,
we'll put up this skull and smoke
the
cigarette.
worst wrestlers of all time, and we're going to do it draft style. And with the number one pick, we're going to go to Canada Dry. Canada Dry.
Yes, they got number one pick again. This is like, except for last
shenanigans. I call this rigged. No.
I didn't get last pick.
It was a coin flip, and it landed in Canada Dry's favor. We have a coin.
It's a four-sided coin.
Says what? Canada on one side, Dry on the other.
With my first pick, Hitman Enterprises.
Yeah.
Is proud to draft the worst wrestler in the history of pro wrestling, Bill Goldberg.
Ooh, I had a feeling he was going to come out pretty early.
There goes one of my names.
So we're going to call this, as Brett said, Bill Goldberg. He should go in the Hall of Shame.
Yeah.
And here he is in the Hall of Shame.
Yeah, because you know what he isn't? Because I can tell you what he's not. Okay, he is not.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
He's the worst there is, worst there was, and the worst there will be.
Shane, talk about Bill Goldberg.
Honestly, you know what? Just an absolute terrible wrestler. And like I've been seeing the old clips where he dropped Barbarian on his head from just trying to do a freaking power slam. And
that was Ming.
Oh, it's Ming, that's right. I'm surprised Ming didn't actually shoot on him in the ring then, knowing Ming's history. How much of a badass.
He drops Ming on his head, then he goes to drop Jimmy Hart on his head. What the
And Jimmy Hart's like, what, $125 if that? What with boots?
He's $125 soaking wet.
Yeah,
he's exactly.
With the megaphone. Okay. 85 pounds without the megaphone.
So, no, it was just the only it was unfortunate they gave him that streak because it seemed like it got in his head. It was just like you rewarded a guy for unsafe work.
Yeah, exactly. EVP, GM Joe.
I mean, we've all had our say about this. He was rushed through the power plant. WCW is so much to blame on this.
Yeah,
like it is what it is. I mean, we've said everything there is to say about it.
You know what the shame of this is that WWE just didn't bother training me either.
Yeah. No, they did.
They just continued it on. You're shitty there, you can be shitty here.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, pretty much, yeah. Let's face facts. Here's the scenario as I see it in my head. Bischoff and the higher ups are surrounding around the ring. Bill Goldberg picks up some guy, drops him on his head, breaks his neck, and they say, you know what? Smack him on the ass. You're on Nitro tomorrow, and you're going to be wrestling whoever. The Bill DeMott, I think, was his
Hugh
first.
Morris was like his first major match.
Bill DeMott. That's how I see it. They were like, you know what? Yeah, he's got the look. Can't wrestle worth a Damn.
And the funny thing was mysteriously his record was always like a week later. Somehow there was like 10 wins added to it, even if there was
Yeah,
just
they like randomly
yeah.
add some
Even if you're including live shows, like yeah, you maybe did 2 live shows at best that week, but somehow there's 10 wins added to the record. Like
They had some backstage wins where they just had some guys lie down.
The guy's booking his streak went to the Hulk Hogan method of math, where he did 400
Yes.
matches a year.
it was Scott Steiner was also a tribute.
He's like 1, 7,
Well,
42.
yeah, it was Hulk Hogan and Steiner's math.
You know, it was considered bad booking at the time.
Yeah.
But Nash ending the streak.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin Nash.
Yeah. Thank you.
Like, he does have to do something.
Yeah. Thanks, Diesel. We appreciate it.
I should thank Scott Hall and the taser.
Yeah.
Shane, who is your first pick?
You know what's funny? This guy for the Showtime Inc. first draft pick. This guy's so terrible. I absolutely forgot about him until he said something stupid towards Brian Idol today. It would have to be Lars Sullivan. I've seen him live in person on NXT, and this was like actually like when they came to Vancouver the first time. I think he was almost at least a year in his career.
Yeah,
crowd went mild the moment he walked out. He just
the crowd went mild.
That's when I went and took a piss and grabbed a beer. But he's not a good wrestler whatsoever. His character absolutely was terrible, and he said a lot of stupid things over the years, and he got busted for it. Like the funny thing is that like he was homophobic all over the internet, but then yet these people found out, the internet being the internet, found out he started in a gay porn way back in the day. So it's like a lot of irony, and besides him,
that was very weird. That was very weird.
It was so random to find that out, but it's just the guy was not good. Like he's not going to leave. The only way he leaves an impact of business is just like Ryback, just melting off in the internet these days.
Yeah.
Well,
Joe, what are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, he was horrible. I remember him in his matches with Lucha House Party. Like,
when you have achieved the acme of being horrible is when you have to wrestle Lucha House Party. Listen, I'll say this about Lars Sullivan. He's an airport guy, and this is the problem with Vince McMahon. If he looks good in an airport and he stops traffic, I'm going to get him. And that's exactly what that was, because that guy literally was one of the worst wrestlers in NXT. That guy was just butt-ass horrible. Canada Dry, your thoughts?
Lars Sullivan. This guy had the potential to at least get some money in WWE.
Yeah.
But he froze on the big stage. How do you go to anxiety mode? You got a match with freaking John Cena.
Yeah.
And you freeze.
Yep.
Anxiety. What the hell? Smoke some weed and go on out there.
He probably would have been better if he was high.
I still can't believe what just him randomly messaging Brian Idol on Instagram saying, "Oh, what a kick!" But then Brian Idol absolutely burned him, man. I can't remember the comment. That was a great burn.
He's like, "Well, the only wrestling you do is inside your head these days."
Yeah, that was such a great comment. And then the fact he took a screenshot from Instagram and put it on his Facebook too. So yeah, that's all I saw today. I'm like, that's beautiful.
We have a guest draft pick.
All right, let's bring him in.
Kush.
What up, Kush?
Who are you drafting? You there, Kush?
Hey, what's up, guys? I just can't help it, but just jump right on in and put my 2 cents on who I want to draft. The person I want to draft would probably be, I hate to say this, but like a woman, because I remember way back, like in the first brand extension, she was a winner off of Tough Enough Season 2. And I ain't talking about Linda Miles, who played Shaniqua, man, with the Bash Brothers. I'm talking about Charlie Haas's future wife and Jackie Gaeta.
Oh, God.
That was bad.
That tag team matchup she had with her and Chris Lewinsky versus Trish Stratus and Bradshaw, that will forever be inbred in my mind as one of the worst matches I have ever freaking seen. Like poor Trish, she tried to make her look credible, but it's like she had she had legs of like a dolphin and stuff. She just couldn't move around at all, let alone sell anything.
She was on my list too. She is horrible. I mean, horrible.
You guys seen recent videos of
Yeah,
her?
they would have been better
Like,
off if they just had like a handicap matchup without her involved. That's how bad it was.
no, it's just scary. Like this fact, she looks like a meth head now. Like I saw a video of her like promoting. She was selling her stuff on eBay, her old wrestling gear, and she looked depressing. That's the only thing to think about. Is she looks like pretty savage.
Yeah, it's really
That's sad when drugs take up that.
And she's what? She would have been just. She's like probably about my age, just around 40 now. But she looks like she's like 55.
Yeah.
Brutal. Right?
Yep, absolutely. Joe, what are your thoughts?
I forgot about her. That's how bad she was. So yeah, like that Tough Enough contest was brutal.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what I get what they were doing, trying to capitalize on the whole like reality show thing, but like you can't do that with professional wrestling. There's no transition like that. So
I mean,
weren't a lot of these guys indie stars to begin with, though?
Was that?
Weren't a lot of them indie stars to begin
No, that
with?
was the later seasons. The old ones, they took random Joes like any of us off the panel. Like literally, I remember this one Asian guy they had, and he was only like 140 pounds and wasn't really an athletic guy whatsoever. And yeah, he was getting tossed around. I also know like got mad at him in one episode.
Yeah,
like he's good now, but like the Miz was on a season of Tough Enough.
Yeah, so is John Morrison.
Yeah,
John Morrison should have won.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, like I said, they had some gems, man, and getting people like Maven and Josh Matthews and like you said, John Morrison and Miz, but they were some people that shouldn't have no business, man, winning, and she was one of them. I just want to put my 2 cents in there, okay?
Oh, love it.
All right. Thanks, Kush.
On the list.
All right,
see you later, Kush.
All right.
All right, let's go to the evil vice president of all effing wrestling. Let's talk to Joe. Joe, who is on your list?
So my first draft pick of EVP Inc. is he's as bad as he was in the ring, he's even worse in the podcast world. And that's Mr. Glenn Galberti, aka Disco Inferno.
Great pick, man.
He was a horrible, I can't remember one good match from this guy. But the things that he says on his podcast or on Twitter are like borderline vile what he says about some of these people.
Yeah.
And I don't see how he can say that when he came from that world. I don't get it.
I don't understand how you can be a former wrestler and talk shit about so many wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you weren't that good to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was butt ass horrible. I mean, how he even got a shot is beyond me. I mean, that shows you the depth.
Who his friends were, who he knew in blue. That's exactly how he got it. Well, he even said the only reason why he got in the Wolfpack is because Scott Hall had somehow liked him and had a huge liking for him. And he's like, okay, kid, come with.
Don't give him that honor. He was never in the Wolfpack. He just wore the shirt. And
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's how he freaking was. Just Scott Hall, just like, oh, just come with me, buddy. It wasn't even like.
But how did Disco Inferno get on the booking committee?
Because everybody was on the booking committee in WCW.
When Bischoff got relieved of his duties, it was like it was bingo ball booking.
Dude,
and it was
I think
the Bischoff leaving is like the definitive power vacuum of just everyone just getting sucked in.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Nash was part of booking, Conan was part of booking then. It was a pretty stupid random list of
Nash was a shitty booker too.
You know what's so funny too is Nash is like, he's like, yeah, I was a booker, but you think I had any power when it came to the finger poke of doom? And we're like, yeah, you did. You went along with it.
Yeah.
I kind of defend Nash on that because he's like He's just got to go like when the higher ups are pushing this on you.
Because it's
Yeah.
money talks, bullshit walks, right?
Yeah. So the king of prediction wrestling decides to select, with our first round pick, one of the worst female wrestlers of all time. I'm talking about Eva.
Whoa!
I don't know.
Eva Marie.
Horrible.
I'm gonna try and draft a lady too. We'll see.
Oh, I have some ladies on my list that are well worth the mention.
Yeah, that was on my list. That was for sure.
Yep.
She is the worst. This goes down to Vince McMahon seeing her and going, "Ooh, she's quite beautiful. I want her on my team."
Get her some implants.
Yeah, she could not wrestle to save her life. And the fact that she was on Total Divas and they just fed into it is absolutely horrendous.
Eva Marie had the look for sure.
Oh, yeah, she looked like a wrestler.
You know what? She would have been good as a manager, and that's about it, because she did not have any other talent otherwise. My
But was
opinion.
she good on the mic?
The fact that they got rid of her and then brought her back and just were like, what happened? And why
Even the
did
second
you
time
do
when they
that?
brought her back, she never wrestled. Remember, it was always, my
top
top
came off.
popped off or some other malfunction.
Yeah, it was stupid.
It was.
Alice, what's your thoughts on Eva Marie?
First off, I say, how dare you? Eva Marie is an absolute gem of wrestling.
Oh,
How could you?
Dude, Alex, your shine like on your wrestling knowledge is dropping every time you call in. I'm just
A bit like Sting's career. Every week it gets worse and worse.
Are you just looking at her boobs maybe and thinking those are nice boobs and you're like, gotta...
Just like a wrestling, it's not real.
I actually took more. I was actually more offended about Jeff B saying that he was the king of predictions, seeing that I'm the king.
Oh,
Oh,
well, you're retired though, so
I know, but I'm still the king.
that's true.
No,
If he comes back, we could have a king match.
we
King
could.
match.
No. I'm always the king.
Well, yeah, you definitely have to be the prince of
Doesn't work
prediction
that
wrestling.
way. It doesn't work.
He's the last
that
king
way.
of Scotland, is what he is. All right, Haney, who is your pick for the worst wrestler?
Well, my pick is to give you that to sort of build it up. They came from the same embryo and sperm count, and they're called Matt and
get
Nick
him off. Get him
Jackson.
taken out.
send him.
Get him out. First
Oh my
off,
God!
how dare you? It is Matthew and Nicholas.
And you're only allowed one pick, so you can't pick two names there.
You can pick one or the other. That's
Well,
gonna
they
be tough,
came from
man.
the same embryo, so it doesn't really matter. The same person.
I mean, technically, they share DNA, so I think you should include it, the Young Bucks.
But oh my God, where do you start about these guys? They don't know how to sell. They're spot monkeys. They've got no psychology. They're egocentric. What was it called? They lack any sort of character depth. You know,
You're explaining like
everything they do
almost
is
all
complete-
wrestlers today. So
everything they do is like complete gimmick and what was it infringement. They steal from everybody. You know, they're even stealing from Jim Cornette just now with their promos, with all the stuff they're saying. You know, with the anti EW sort of stuff that's going on. You know, what was it called? Just in general, they're the worst thing that has ever happened to wrestling since.
Yeah, you know, they're killing the business. They even wrote a book about how they're killing the business.
Exactly, you know, and the worst thing is they're having a laugh about it, you know, but that's what they're doing, you know. I mean, they had the greatest potential feud ever AEW ever had, and then they pushed it out, and they went.
I don't know, Alex. You're kind of deserving PCB putting the Roddy Piper in the Hall of Shame too.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think
That's
we
the-
should
that-
boycott
that's the bit-
Caleb's. I don't think Caleb's
the bit-
pick should be boycotted anymore.
Yeah, I mean Caleb's. I mean that guy likes Power Rangers for crying out loud.
That's true. He does like Power Rangers.
As you
That's
know.
just like that.
So my second pick for the worst wrestler ever is the Green Power Ranger.
That is a good selection. I got out there. The Green Power Ranger couldn't go.
But the Bucks even ripped off the Power Rangers. You know.
Oh,
I mean,
so is the New Day. The New Day both dressed up as the Green Power Ranger at different forms of the costume.
And the
But
White
they-
Ranger. It was
Yeah, I
literally
thought which was also the Green Ranger.
Don't speak ill of the. I mean, what was it? The New Day. I mean, Xavier Woods is one of the greatest things to happen in wrestling, and he's a Golden Girls fan. So do not disrespect that man. Okay?
No, Kofi's the second greatest Kingston in wrestling. Eddie's
Oh, gee.
We're
Don't get
gonna
me
put
started
Eddie
on
Kingston on this
Eddie
list at
Kingston,
some point.
okay?
You realize that?
Look,
Yeah,
Shane,
Eddie
you're
Ki-
barking up. Look, you're going to make me and Alex be on the same side because Eddie Kingston is garbage.
Yeah.
Eddie,
Eddie Kingston is not officially on the list.
he's actually he should be because he's an absolute slime ball from.
Yes, but we're not. No one has officially picked him.
All of a sudden, one of his friends gets him a job, and he thinks he's like the greatest thing ever in wrestling. You know, go back and look at his history, what he used to do, how he used to know shows, what was it, events, you know, and all that. He's absolutely terrible. You know, but all of a sudden,
Okay, well, maybe someone will pick him, Alex. So we'll hold that off.
I'm picking him. That's my third pick. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's my third pick.
If you renounce the Young Bucks, you can pick.
Okay. I will renounce the Young Bucks. That was just me being facetious. I'm sorry.
Okay, so your official pick is Eddie Kingston.
Yes.
All right, there we go.
I can get behind
There we
that,
go.
Alex.
All hail King Haney. There we go.
All I gotta say is this. All I gotta say is this.
This is the TC. This all this place.
But my
I
second
like
pick's
for
the
the
Young
rest of the
Bucks.
show.
Oh my God.
Eddie Kingston makes the list. That's huge.
Okay, hold on. Shane,
One thing
how many Bucks
before I go.
t-shirts do you have?
A lot. It's not even. I have 3 of the Bullet Club skull ones with the. Yeah, no, it's not. I have probably at least 6 Buck shirts I could think of.
We're gonna
Besides the
see
ones that
this
got.
collection by the end of the day. We're gonna see every single shirt.
The Young Bucks have got more T-shirts than decent matches.
All right, Alex, we got a big list here.
I'll say one thing before I go. I know I joke a lot about the Young Bucks, but I know they're quite a polarizing team. So, what was it called? So they definitely don't deserve to be on the worst wrestlers list. So I will say that.
Respect, just like Piper does it. Respect, Alex. Respect.
Yeah,
but he puts a little pepper in that salt to give it.
To be fair,
Alex.
Caleb said Roddy Piper, not Roddy Piper. So Roddy Piper's not on the list yet. So
no, it's not on the list because it's not.
That was a veto. That was a veto.
Yeah, we wouldn't allow that to happen.
No,
Haney,
we
don't worry.
wouldn't, especially Jeff B.
I don't have to put him on the list now since you said the nice things about the Bucks there.
Yeah.
No worries. Enjoy
All right,
this.
we'll see you later.
I'll hang out and see if I join later. Goodbye.
All right.
See you later, Alex.
Getting to dry your next. Who's your second pick?
We're only at the second pick. Holy shit.
Yeah, we gotta get going.
We've got a lot of callers. That's why.
I proudly draft from the WCW power plant.
Yeah.
David Flair.
Oh.
David Flair had such bad matches, and they literally had a roll up for the U.S. title. They put the belt on this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So bad.
This is what happens when your old man is holding you hostage for an up on your contract. Is by the way, if you want me to keep wrestling for WCW, you got to give David the U.S. Championship.
Is that what went down? Is that what went down? Is that how it went about?
That's how it went down.
This is basically the number one example of why nepotism is bad in wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I did like when he was teamed to Crowbar just because I like Crowbar. I thought Crowbar was a lot of talent.
With
Crowbar was
Daphne.
really good. I like.
Yeah, Daphne. Like that grouping, and David played the mental case pretty well. So I'd
Yeah, he did.
say, yeah.
Is
Well,
he
something
still?
tells me he wasn't acting very much.
I know, exactly.
The best thing about David Flair
What's that?
was Tori Wilson.
Yeah, is he still married to her? Because he's legit married to her, right? Or he was,
Were they?
or they dated.
I
were
think they were
I
at
think
least.
they did it. I thought it was Keebler, but I could have been wrong. Yeah, maybe it was
They just
Wilson.
dated for a bit, and
Oh God! All right, Shane, who's your next pick?
Well, that was actually going to be my next pick, no joke. So I'm going to. I had a female taken earlier, so I'm going to go with Jillian Hall, though.
Oh,
I thought she was beautiful, but she was not a good talent whatsoever.
no,
like-
she was.
Like her, I don't even remember her.
Kidman was dating Tori Wilson.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think Billy Kidman dated a few women that were wrestling over the years, but yeah, no, I can't think of one memorable moment with Jillian Hall. Just the fact she was just there.
Only thing you think is her horrible singing voice.
the
That's
most
only-
memorable thing about Jillian was the boogeyman eating that nasty thing off the side of her face.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, that's so gross. She is. She was just. She was like a woman that was on an island by herself, and she had to wrestle out of a wet paper bag. She'd be screwed. She'd just be screwed. So let's go with GM Joe.
Okay, so EVP Inc. is also going to draft a female here, but I'm going to TNA in what is arguably the worst women's match ever. I will not mention the second person, but Jenna Morasco.
Oh yes.
I will say she had a match with Charmel, Queen Charmel, Booker T's wife.
Yep.
And it was, I don't even know if you could really call it a wrestling match, to be honest. Like it
The
was
storm is
bad.
coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Charmel wasn't much of a wrestler either, though. So
Exactly.
there's that.
Like
Yeah.
that's that. Therein lies the problem. Two greenhorns of wrestling on TNA. Like, nah, you shouldn't have done that.
What's her name?
Jenna Morasco.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that name or anything.
She had the
so.
one match, and that was basically it because it was that bad.
Yeah. Speaking
All
of
right, let's
one,
move on to the next pick.
speaking of one match, this is a match you can't even find. You have to go on the network and do a deep dive. My pick is going to be Tom McGee. Man who was
talked
only
about
made
him.
famous.
Me and Alex were talking about that.
Yeah, we mentioned that before the show started.
Oh my God. Tom McGee, go look it up. It's a holy grail match. The only reason why he even looks somewhat respectable as a wrestler is because of Bret Hart. This man could not like if his
Bret Hart had Vince McMahon drooling over this guy's future.
Yeah. He was absolutely horrible. I mean, it's on the network now. You can find it. You have to do a little searching for it, but you can still find it. But yeah, Tom McGee, oh God, what a horrible wrestler. I mean, he had the look. That's all he had. He had looks. That's all. He wasn't even really that good looking. Canada Dry, who's your third pick?
With my third pick, we're gonna pick also a female just to get it in there. Gotta mish it together. Sable.
That was on my list.
Sable was absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Like this is just the classic case of someone being attractive and
No, just say it's Vince.
Yeah, exactly. Mark, you can literally
good wrestler and Luna Vachon wrestle her ass off to make her look good at a WrestleMania.
And Luna got screwed.
Flowers, but Sable gets the flowers, but Luna does all the work. It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's sad.
The fact that she got multiple championships wasn't just a one-time thing. She was a five-time women's champion in WWE.
Well, because the Playboy thing helped because they wanted to put the title on her to show off on Playboy too at the same time.
Yeah,
but that power bomb she did to Mark Merrill was horrible. You could literally see freaking Mark Merrill's bend his knees, spring up himself, and like it was such the worst looking power bomb I've ever seen in history. And I was mostly because of the victim was selling it, not because of the freaking she had any power at all.
Oh God, it was horrible. It was
Yeah.
horrible. Shane, who's your pick?
The next pick, I'm gonna have to go with another freaking idiot on the internet. Would be Ryback.
Yeah,
I don't think he was that good of a. That's another guy I didn't think that was that great of a wrestler either. Terrible on the mic too.
Yeah.
And just he was literally like a wannabe cross between Goldberg and Ultimate Warrior with stupid mannerisms. It was just terrible. I can't name one good Ryback match. No, he's probably got more matches he's injured people than he's had freaking good matches.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he shelved CM Punk should tell you quite a bit.
Yeah.
Ryback is trash. He's hot garbage.
And the fact he keeps putting those look at me posts up all the time, he's just as humble as Joseph H. Gary.
Yeah.
Fit in the Joseph H. Gary reference.
I had to. Just had to get that in there.
All right, Joe, it's your turn. Third pick.
Okay. I mean, I hate to be picking on WCW, but this one strikes home for me just because I was a massive Mortal Kombat fan. So I'm throwing Glacier on the list. That's who I'm drafting next. He, like, other than his little half-side super kick thing, like,
yeah,
there was more intrigue in the 6 months of vignettes saying he was coming soon than anything else. And then worst off, they got freaking Canyon wrapped up in these horrible gimmick, making him like was supposed to be. I don't even remember his name. But
The Bischoff was going to attempt to do a martial arts match between those two on a pay-per-view or whatever before. But like, yeah, I mean, I do. That's the only thing I can remember about Gracier's career is against what was freaking Canyon's career then? Mortis or something? Or I can't.
Mortis, that was it. Yep.
Yeah,
Mortis.
I mean, you know what? He was freaking like Canyon carried him through that freaking like. The good thing about that feud was it showcased Canyon's skills and what potential that guy had.
It didn't help matters any that they teamed up Glacier with Ernest the Cat Miller.
Another more,
karate match.
But you know what though? As I love Ernest the Cat Miller. He was hilarious.
He was. All right, so KOPW Incorporated selects the lead singer for the Misfits, Jerry Only, as the worst wrestler in the world. Listen,
I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, it was between that and the Demon. Okay, Jerry Only is the lead guitarist and the lead singer for the Misfits that currently tours now.
Yeah,
Jerry Only is not a wrestler. He is a punk rock star. The fact that he got teamed up with Vampiro and they decided to throw him in a cage match in his only match was horrible. It was atrocious.
Yeah.
Shame on WCW for ruining the Misfits for me because they are my all-time favorite punk rock band.
They're great. Yeah, they ruined a lot of careers doing that. Like that whole the Vampire. Vampiro was great, but putting him with he had a new gimmick each week. All of a sudden, he's with freaking ICP, and then like it made no sense at that point, man.
Oh,
Don't forget the Kiss Demon.
Oh yeah,
well, yeah, that's what he mentioned. I was thinking about that whole gimmick too earlier today.
And here's the best part: Torberg still goes to signings dressed up as the Demon because that's the only thing he's known for.
That's true. Nobody knows him as himself.
Yeah. Canada Dry, who's your fourth pick, my friend?
My fourth pick, I'm going to select the most obvious pick that we could pick here. He's the best in the world. Shane McMahon.
Oh, Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon, he had some high spots, and that's it.
Yep.
He wasn't a good wrestler. His punches looked like shit.
Yep.
He was able to do the springboard drop kick to the cam on a WrestleMania ring, which was at least I think 3 feet longer than the ECW ring that Van Dam used to do it. And Van Dam said it was tougher because the fact that he was standstill and then still sprung up and able to
Yeah, he could do that move, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Better
not
than
gonna lie.
Ryback.
Shane McMahon.
Yeah, he is better than Ryback.
He was
Well,
better
that's
than-
why Ryback was before him in the selected
not
years.
by much, but he was better than Ryback. I mean, even Goldberg might have been better than Ryback. I mean,
I don't know. Goldberg got
yeah, Goldberg's definitely the dumpster fire of the day.
You imagine a Goldberg Ryback match? They both injure the shit out of each other.
That Goldberg wants his retirement match so bad. Maybe Ryback could be the one to help him out there. Put him to the back.
Anything goes, guys. You guys can hurt the shit out of each other.
Oh God, it's just. I mean, like, yeah. Okay. Anyways, I can't even come up with a reason why I would support Shane O'Mac. It's just horrible. Alex Haney, welcome back, my friend. Who is your next selection?
Can I just say one quick thing about Shane McMahon?
Sure.
The bump with Kurt Angle through the glass.
Oh
Yeah.
Everybody goes on about how great that is. That was an absolutely horrendous, horrific botch.
Yeah.
To Kurt Angle, and but was it the fact that that's still champion is absolutely disgusting because it's absolutely a horrible example of why Shane should not be a wrestler.
Yep.
But anyways, you were talking about. I mean, what was you were talking about? What was it? WCW. What was it called? And it's not quite a wrestler as such. But one that I took offense at, and a lot of probably people took offense at, is when they did Oklahoma. When they were taking the JR. To me, that was there is a line you don't cross. Particularly when they were meant to like supposedly a friend as well. Absolutely horrible, absolutely disgusting.
That was Russo who
I was
did
gonna say that was Russo, but yeah, Steve Williams having to go along with it was even more screwed up.
Yeah, that was such a sad thing as well. Steve Williams with the relationship that he had with JR, and just absolutely disgusting. That's one points for wrestling for me is that gimmick right there.
Yeah, I'll agree. Oklahoma was an easy shot and it should never have been taken. Let's go to Shane.
You know what? I'm just now going to put this on my list since you brought up the Jerry Oates. This is actually even worse. Vince fucking Russo.
Oh yeah.
Not only his bad booking, but that triple cage match where he got speared through the cage. Damn Goldberg once again. But anyways, when he got speared through the cage and became the champion, that was worse than David Arquette getting booked as the champion. Like Vince Russo is the biggest pile of crap ever, and he cannot wrestle out of a wet paper bag. He should have just literally. I wish guys would have took the liberty and went stiff with him when he had those couple matches because he's a garbage human being as far as I'm concerned. Especially with the Oklahoma stuff.
How you really feel.
I mean, realistically, this guy was a great writer. I mean,
but he had someone to answer to. That's the thing. When he was a great writer, he had to answer to Vince. Once he got his own free reign, that's when the dumpster fire began. Which we will be awarding, by the way, the end of the show, the dumpster fire pick of the day. So stay tuned for that. Joe. Hey, Joe.
Okay, my fourth pick, EVP Inc., is drafting the modern day Maharaja.
Oh,
Jinder Mahal.
Harsh.
Jinder Mahal.
Ouch.
Look, I can only go off what I've been presented on TV, and Jinder's garbage.
Yeah.
Whether it's his time in 3MB, or the time to when he was the WWE champion and every match was the same, get owned for a few minutes, the Bollywood boys interfere, Colossus, match over.
Did you just hinder Jinder?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm shocked at this pick.
My son just asked me if I hindered Jinder.
Answer to your That was probably one of the worst title reigns in WWE history.
Yep.
A long one too. That was a long title reign for.
Like the worst part is the reason for putting the title on Jinder didn't even work. They were trying to really expand the India market, and it didn't do anything.
No, it didn't, because Impact had a firm hold on India.
You know what? Those guys that one guy that films himself doing entrance videos, like reenacting entrance videos in India, probably gets more of a draw than Jinder Mahal does in India for wrestling.
Probably.
But
King.
I mean, just talking about India as well. Don't forget the Great Khali. I mean, he's like a god. I mean, he's on the he's worse than Jinder. You know,
Listen, the Great Khali is going to be selected here, so let's.
Can we stop speaking good news?
I have a feeling he's going
I'll
to
be
hit.
quiet.
The King selects for his court of worst wrestlers ever. I am going with Ultimate Warrior.
On my list too.
I had him on the list.
Wait, what?
What did he say?
He said, well, okay, first off, little backstory. It's my son who's 9 years old. So, you know, he looks at wrestling totally different than us.
Did he say what the fuck?
He said, wait, what?
Here's because Joseph Graham's child, his spawn, if you will. Here's the reasons why the JFB picked a Warrior. This man had a very limited move set. 3 moves, and that was it. And one of them was shaking the ropes as vigorously as he could. This man could not wrestle. He had a great look to him. There's no doubt about it. That guy, it was exactly what Vince McMahon looks for in a wrestler. But that guy could not, and he was gassed. There's a reason why his matches only lasted a couple minutes.
He was gassed by the time he got to the ring.
Yeah, exactly. He the time he broke freaking Honky Tonk's Intercontinental Streak, he didn't look that good in that match. But
No,
he went to beat a freaking one of the most historic title reigns in WWE history.
Yeah,
but long-term Honky deserved it because he's a dick.
That's true. That's true.
An absolute scumbag, Honky Tonk. He tried to trademark various wrestlers' names. He tried to get Jim Duggins, and I was in Edinburgh at the time when Jim and Ted DiBiase were doing a talk, and he was telling us that this was just going on. He was trademark wrestlers' names, but it was absolute scumbag. Sorry for the language.
Yeah, that's low. It's trying to get everyone else's names and collect and make some money.
Yeah. All right, let's go with Canada Dry. Who is your final pick, my friend?
This is my final pick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's pick 5.
Shit. They've rolled through. All right, let me look at my little pick book here. It's a toss-up between Great Khali and Giant Gonzalez.
They're pretty much the same person, almost, if you think about it.
Just because he looks so freaking awkwardly stiff and moving, I'm going with the Great Khali.
Great Khali.
This guy looks so shitty in the ring. It's just so bad. I didn't see as much of Great Giant Gonzalez, so that's why I'm picking the Great Khali, because he never should have been a world champion.
No, he should never have been a world champion. But he also didn't have a bodysuit with airbrushed abs.
Yeah, well, that could be someone else's pick. That could be someone else's pick. Anyone's thoughts on the Great Khali?
I pretty much just like the gender thing was just trying to get popularity for the India crowd, especially the Punjabi prison match. I mean, at least there were some good gimmick matches that came with the Great Khali, but terrible, absolutely terrible.
The Punjabi prison match is the worst one of the worst concepts in WWE history.
He wasn't even in a prison. Wasn't he substituted in for the last minute for that Punjabi match?
Yeah, he was.
It was what? It was supposed to be Great Khali and what? Batista, I think, or was it?
I think it was Undertaker. Wasn't it Undertaker and?
I can't remember. That's how bad it is. I put it out of my memory. I can't remember.
The other one,
they had him interfere when they redid the match with Orton versus Jinder. They had him climb up the cage and knock Orton down or hit Orton and whatever.
No, they had him shaking the cage. That was
that was it. Yeah.
That was so dumb.
All right, let's go to Shane really quickly. Shane, who is your pick?
It's funny, like I had some like Cully and Great Gonzalez on my list, but that's not the worst. Sly Showtime Inc. for the final pick. It's gonna have to go with Ahmed Johnson, probably one of the most overrated wrestlers in the '90s. And there's good reasons why he had a short career. He was stiff, he was dangerous, and he was an all-around dick. A lot of people did not like him backstage. I know when Stevie Ray had that short tag run with him in WCW, he didn't exactly sound like he had good things to say about Ahmed Johnson. Yeah. You know, it's funny. You don't see people trying to seek after interviews with him or anything. Like, he's done some recent, but not many. So it just goes to show nobody, like, his impact in the business is just a negative one.
The only thing worse than his Ahmed Johnson run was his WCW Big T run.
Yeah. And you know what?
Like Harlem Heat 2000, was it?
Yeah. I actually saw him. I was at the main event international incident in your house in Vancouver. Then GM Place was Ahmed Johnson, which Psycho Sid, which filled in for the Warrior because Warrior came back for his short run, but that got fired right away. And HBK versus Bulldog, Owen Hart, and Yokozuna. But it was just Ahmed was just terrible in that match, and that was like single digits, and I still remember him just being garbage.
Yeah, he had a great look. I mean, there's no doubt about it. That guy had a great look. But that guy, you're right. That guy was stiff as a freaking board, and there are people who got legit hurt.
Yeah, who are you picking, Alex?
Who's your next pick, Alex?
So I'm going to go to going to give some TNA some love because it's not had
or some hate.
But was it? Do you remember Pac-Man Jones?
Oh
yeah.
Yep, that's a good pick.
Lawrence Taylor did a better job than Pac-Man Jones.
Oh God, that was horrible, man.
I think that was probably why Ron Killings left TNA because they were talking about forming a tag team at one point, weren't they? You know, and he probably disappeared back to WWE.
Like, I gotta get out of here.
I will preface this by saying that the reason why Pac-Man Jones' match looked horrible is because it was in a clause in his contract. He was not allowed to wrestle during any part of his career with either the Titans or with Cincinnati or any other team. So that kind of contributed a little bit too. But you're right. When you start giving celebrities the ability to jump into the ring, just because you're a wrestling fan doesn't mean you're a wrestler. Let's just preface that.
I mean, there are some good players that transition from the NFL into wrestling, but he wasn't one.
Oh God, it was absolutely horrible. All right, Joe, who's your last pick?
Okay, so I still have some very good names on here. I'm just going to name
very bad names.
Well, yeah. Before I tell you my fifth pick, I also had Giant Gonzalez on my list. I had Kelly on my list.
Good pick.
Cameron from the Funkadactyls.
Oh, yes.
This is the worst wrestler list, and it would be remiss of All Effing Wrestling if we didn't have a worse list and we didn't mention Vince McMahon, who is my last pick.
Yeah.
He was a WWF champion.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Royal Rumble winner.
Yep.
And then that god-awful ECW title reign with that do-rag.
Yep.
And dropping the N-word to John Cena.
That too. And I will admit, this is fully just for me to get in contention for the Dumpster Fire Award. But yeah, Vince McMahon is my fifth and final.
Oh God, that's a good pick. Because let's face facts. Just because you own a promotion doesn't mean you should be wrestling in your promotion. In fact, none of your offspring should have been wrestling at all.
Stephanie won titles. Steph won the women's title at one point too. Besides Shane being a hardcore European champion, for God's sakes.
Did Steph not have the IC belt at one point or something like that? It was something. That was with Jericho, wasn't it? That was with Jericho. Sorry, I'm confusing. I complete storylines.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Who's your last pick, JB?
You know what? There's so many ways to go.
Brian Ferguson.
Hey,
I can't
JFP.
believe we've mentioned Giant Gonzalez 3 times and no one's picking him.
Hey,
Now,
JFP,
I'm not going to pick Giant Gonzalez
real
only
quick.
because.
before you JFP, before you throw in your 5th pick, can my son draft someone real quick?
Oh yeah.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
I picked No Way Jose.
Yeah.
No!
That is- I saw him at NXT the same time I saw Lars Sullivan, and he was terrible too.
Oh, he was.
I'm sorry, Joe.
No
but
way,
you're
Jose.
the
That was a good
Fire
pick.
Award.
Oh God, he was freaking so horrible. No Way Jose. That man could dance. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no doubt about it. That man knew how to dance, but oh my God, he was. You're right. He was just.
I can't believe No Way Jose is making this and not Giant Gonzalez.
I mean, like, how do you? I mean, I don't even
to
know.
be fair, I tried to go with to not go with just the low hanging fruit of this list. I tried to get some
Yeah.
a little higher, a little more reaches.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Legitimately though, you should do a tag team one. I mean, there's all sorts of tag teams like the Ding Dongs and all that we could talk about.
Yeah, the tag team one's a future show probably.
Yeah, I'd say we have to. Yeah.
I mean, you could always add public. You could always add Public Enemy too as well because they're on my list.
I hadn't thought about those guys, just like Mean Street Posse. I'm like, man, those are terrible teams.
I
Like,
was thinking of Mean Street Posse for this list.
but I'm like, when I talked to Aaron, I'm like, well, I don't want to waste 3 picks just for the Mean Street Posse alone.
Well, the Headbangers were a good tag team, but what about Beaver Cleaver? That was another one of Russo's.
Yeah, that'd be worst gimmicks. That
we'll do a worst gimmicks
That's
episode.
another show. Yeah.
All right, so the JFB is decided he is going to pick a guy who really, honestly, epitomized what ECW was really all about. It was about violence. It was about blood. It's New Jack. Okay, and
my best black wrestler pick last week.
That's hilarious. The New Jack gets on the best black wrestlers of the.
You know what? I almost thought about picking New Jack just for the irony of that too.
That's hilarious. He gets up hopeless.
this man was a criminal before he became a professional wrestler. What he did in the ring was criminal.
Yeah.
He nearly killed Mass Transit. He almost put a guy, instead of putting him off the scaffolding, Vic Gomes, before he
Grimes.
Yeah, Vic Grimes. Before he, instead of pushing him into the tables, he was going to put him through a pole.
Yeah, he wanted revenge.
Out of his body.
Who was literally the kid who was like 16 years old who lied about his
Mass Transit.
Yeah,
Mass Transit.
This man,
Gypsy Joe.
Yeah, he
70-year-old man.
Almost murdered and killed several people in his career. New Jack is, I mean, how this guy was not arrested. I mean, he's been to court. Mass Transit's family sued him. Vic Gomes sued him. There's a lot of people that sued him for how dangerous he was in the ring. Okay?
Are we talking about Goldberg again?
Actually, I believe he did get arrested after the Gypsy Joe match. I believe police did. Yeah, I think police showed up for that one.
We got our selections.
Yes.
I nominate Bill Goldberg for what's the award called?
For
Dumpster
the Fire Award.
Dumpster Fire Award. I nominate Bill Goldberg. Any other nominations?
Vince.
Yeah. Vince.
I have to go with Goldberg because just the fact is, like, especially he got the title from Bray Wyatt on his run. He lobbied for it, and he's just trash. He's a trash wrestler.
All right,
Alex, who are you thinking here?
Oh, it's a difficult one. I would probably, I mean, collectively, you would put the McMahons. I think they were all dreadful wrestlers.
So you're saying Vince McMahon or Goldberg?
I've got to go with Goldberg purely because
we got Goldberg in the house, which means
Goldberg wins the fire trash. What's it called?
The
Dumpster Fire.
Dumpster Fire
Award.
Just like the girls I date.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Caleb's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. So Bill Goldberg, here's our dumpster fire award winner. It is in fact Goldberg.
Oh, look at him. Piece of trash. Throw him
Like,
in there.
That's what I think of Goldberg.
I
if
think
he would have just had some more legitimate training, he would have been like a ridiculously good, because he had the look, he had the intensity, the charisma.
Yeah.
Just didn't have the work ethic.
Maybe when he debuts it all in this year.
No.
You stop talking like that, Alex.
Yeah.
Do not bring that into the universe.
All I gotta say is each of those spokes on his tribal tattoo is someone he's nearly crippled. So that's all I'm saying.
One of them should be himself, because right before his match with Taker in Saudi, he
Yep.
headbutted the door and gave himself a concussion.
Yep.
That's
That's
why
right.
that
And he almost broke
That
fucking
nearly did,
Undertaker's
Joe.
neck, man.
Yeah.
That close.
Joe,
That
he
close to
nearly did.
breaking
Remember
Taker's
it?
neck.
Yeah, I'm saying he nearly did kill himself when he tried to punch the limo in WCW.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Goldberg, we salute you with give me the salute. Guys, that's the end of the show. We have come down to the nitty and the gritty. We have selected the worst wrestlers. We'd love to hear in the comments below who you think is the worst wrestler to ever wrestle in a wrestling ring and in the history of wrestling. So, how do you support us? Well, you can write us a big fat one of those big checks that you see.
The giant ones, the big ones.
The giant ones.
People need to hold it.
Yeah. If you want to do it the more conventional way, you can always go to Big Shiny Matrix at hotmail.com. That goes directly to our PayPal account. You can dump some money in there because let's face facts. Server costs, advertisers, they all want money. They got to have money. And what better way to do it is to give it to us. So now you can do YouTube as well. You can go ahead and leave a comment and leave us a buck or two. But, give till it hurts. Give until it really hurts. Anyways, you want to support the show and show off why you love effing wrestling and all our podcasts. There's one simple way to do it. All you got to do is go to prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling, where you can get the Sharpshooter shirt as worn by Canada Dry. You can go ahead and get the original shirt, the shirt that launched 1,000 shirts. I know it literally is 1,000 shirts we've ever had. You can get the effing middle fingers, or if you want to support this show, you can just go ahead and do the All Effing Wrestling show. That's right. Now, if you like Adrian Adonis in old school wrestling, we run his shop, prowrestlingtees.com/Adrian Adonis, where you can get all of your Adrian Adonis gear. On behalf of Canada Dry.
Did you know?
Yeah.
Before you finish up here, that the new JFB shirt
Ooh.
is coming out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he designed a new JFB. But the only problem is his ice gray wasn't available. So now you're getting heather gray.
That's all right.
And on the back, it's got a little guy jumping out a plane with a parachute saying DB Cooper.
I know that we're outing him as DB Cooper.
I gotta say, Pro Wrestling Tees is one of the best companies out there. I've bought from them for many years, and it's a perfect company to get your shirt at all effing wrestling shirts at.
Yeah, because the great part is this not just AEW, it's not legends from the WWE. We're talking about legitimate indie wrestlers, so you can get your shirts. If they have a following and they're on the independent circuit, they're on prowrestlingtees.com. So
I wouldn't tell you why, but I could ruin Pro Wrestling Tees forever for you guys.
Yeah.
Do you want to know?
Sure.
The owner is a big Trump fan.
Oh. JFB's going to start reevaluating his body decisions.
That's okay. The owner of the All Left from Wrestling store is me.
This guy right there. So, on behalf of Canada Dry, on behalf of the saltiest man on the face of the earth, Taney, Shane Experience, and the EVP GM Joe, I am the JFB.
Raise your fist in the air, because when we're talking about the worst, sometimes the worst happens to you, and sometimes the worst takes over, and it takes a lot of fortitude. It takes a lot of strength. You need to reach out to friends to pick you back up and dust yourself off and keep on that journey to become not the worst, but the best. You got to climb that mountaintop, and it's just about getting up and putting one foot in front of the other. And you look at despair, you look at depression, and you give it the middle fingers and say, just keep fighting.
Let's hit it. This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.